Hello everyone. Today we are going to study about cardiac cycle. Cardiac cycle is of zero point 0.8 second. The first one we are having is atrial synthesia. We have two synthesia in hearts with contract and relaxes simultaneously. The first one is atrial synthesia and second one is ventricular synthesia. In atricular synthesia, there is two processes which are going continuously from one heartbeat to another heartbeat, and this cycle which continues from one heartbeat to another heartbeat is known as cardiac cycle. And atrial synthesia as well as ventricular synthesia has two phases, systole and diastole. Systole means contraction and diastole means relaxation. In atria, we have systole of zero point 0.1 second in which there is rapid filling phase in the ventricles. That means the blood is pumped from atria to ventricles in this systole of atria. And here we can hear the fourth heart sound, which is not heard by a stethoscope. Okay. Now, second one is diastole. In diastole, arteria get filled. I mean, the whole blood from superior and inferior vena cava comes into the arteria. Now we have ventricular systole, and it is also a zero point 0.8 second. 0.3 second we can find the systole, and 0.5 second we can find the diastole. In systole we have isovolumetric contraction. Isovolumetric contractions means there is no change of volume in ventricles. There is no change of volume in ventricle, only pressure get increases, and this valves which are present between the artery and ventricles and in the aorta, or we can say pulmonary artery and ventricles, they are closed. So at this time there is no change in volume, only pressure increase, so it is isovolumetric contraction. After isovolumetric contraction there is ejection period. Ejection period means that the blood from ventricles goes into pulmonary artery as well as aorta. So this is the ejection period in systole. Now in diastole, which is of 0.5 seconds, we have protodiastole. In protodiastole we can find the increase in pressure in the pulmonary artery and aorta. Then we have isovolumetric contraction in which all the valves are closed. That means the valves between artery and ventricles, and also ventricles and pulmonary artery and aorta, they are closed. So there is only increase in pressure. Now we have first rapid filling. In first rapid filling, the blood from arteria comes into the ventricles, and in diastasis we have this continuation of blood filling, and in last rapid filling we can find the whole blood is coming out from the arteria to ventricle, and this last rapid filling continues with systole. That means then arterial blood come into the ventricle. So this was the first part of. As you can see in this diagram, we have made a circular diagram of cardiac cycle. So let us study from atrial synthesia. So here comes the arterial systole. Arterial systole is of 0.1 second, and rest 0.7 second is diastole, in which arteria relaxes and the blood from whole body enter in arteria in such a way that it relaxes, and for only 0.1 second arteria contracts, and in this arterial contraction the blood from arteria enters into the ventricles. Are you getting my point? If this is a heart, so if arteria is getting filled, arteria is relaxed for 0.7 second, blood is getting filled in it, and for only 0.1 second it is pumping the blood to ventricles. That means in that 0.7 seconds in which arteria is relaxing, in this particular period, among this 0.7 second there is a period in which the blood comes to ventricles without arterial contraction. That is known as joint diastole. This is the period of joint diastole, this particular period in which there is no contraction of arteria, but still the blood is being filled from arteria to ventricles. For only 0.1 second arteria contracts, so that the blood from arteria get entered into ventricles. Now let me come to the ventricular systole and diastole. In ventricular systole, what we can see, it is of 0.3 seconds, in which the first one is isovolumetric contraction, as I elaborated in this particular part. Then in isovolumetric contraction there is no change in volume, all the valves are closed, only pressure increases, and then ejection period comes, in which firstly we have rapid ejection, then slow ejection of blood from ventricles to aorta and pulmonary artery. Then we have, for 0.5 seconds we have ventricular diastole. In ventricular diastole we have 5 parts. In these 5 parts, the first one is protodiastole, in which the aorta and pulmonary artery increases their pressure. Then isovolumetric Relaxation comes in which all the valves are closed, there is no change in volume. That's why isovolume. Then first rapid filling, in which the blood is pumped into the ventricles from atria without any pumping, not pumping, it is just a filling of ventricles from arteria to ventricles, because in this particular time the arteria are also relaxing for 0.4 seconds. Then we have this diastasis, in which the blood is filling, and in the last rapid filling we can see the arterial systole. So arterial systole coincide with this last rapid filling. Okay, hope you got this whole cardiac cycle. I made a nice chart of it, so thanks for this.